Hello, first graders. I hope that you're doing well and that you had a great weekend. Alrighty, I know that we've been working hard at retelling our stories, looking at the story elements, characters, setting, problem, and solution. So it's time to start a new story. Last week we took a look at Henry and Mudge and the Happy Cat, and we've finished that one, and we were able to find all of the different parts and retell that story. So now we're going to do that same thing, except for this time we have a different story we're going to be looking at. And this story is called Mr. Putter and Tabby Drop the Ball. And it's also by the same author, Cynthia Rylant, and the illustrator of this book is Arthur Howard, and he draws the pictures. All right, so before we get started, good readers, they take a sneak peek or they think about what the story is going to be about. So this story, Mr. Putter and Tabby Drop the Ball, looks like I see Mr. Putter, and then I think Tabby is probably his cat. That would make the most sense. And then I also noticed Drop the Ball is in the title. So that's, when I think of that, I see the baseball and the glove. So I'm thinking that maybe this book is going to be about baseball. I'm thinking that maybe Mr. Putter was running to get the ball and maybe he dropped it, or maybe he didn't catch it in time. According to the title, it says drop the ball. So I'm wondering maybe if he didn't catch it in time. So for sure this book is going to be about baseball, and it's going to have the character Mr. Putter and his cat, Tabby. And it looks to me like he's going to drop the ball, maybe. So let's take a look on the inside. You can see that there's 5 chapters in this book. So each day we're going to take a look at some of the different chapters and talk about them. Chapter 1 is called Baseball. Chapter 2 is called The Team. Chapter 3 is called The Dandies. Chapter 4, Drop the Ball. And Chapter 5, What a Day. Just by looking at those chapters, we already know that this book is going to have baseball in it. We already know that there's going to be a team. So now I'm already thinking, I wonder if Mr. Putter and Tabby are on a baseball team. Maybe the team is called the Dandies. I'm thinking that maybe when they're playing baseball with their team, they might drop the ball. And the last chapter says, what a day. I'm thinking that maybe that means that they're feeling good that the game is maybe over and finished and that they had quite a long day. So today we're going to take a look at Chapter 1, Baseball, and we're probably going to get to know some more characters and understand a little bit more about the story. So if you're ready, I'm ready to start to read it to you. So let's be listening. Baseball. Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby loved to nap in the summertime. They loved napping in the garden. They loved napping on the porch. They loved napping in the car. It seems that we nap all the time, Mr. Putter said to Tabby one day. Tabby was old, and her frisky days were over. She loved napping. I think we need a sport, said Mr. Putter. Tabby opened one eye. I think we need baseball, said Mr. Putter. Tabby opened the other eye. I wonder where my old mitt is, said Mr. Putter. He headed to the basement. Tabby was wide awake now. He must be trying to find his baseball glove and baseball. Let's see if he ends up finding them. Oh, and that's the end of Chapter 1. We're also going to read Chapter 2 today. Chapter 2 is called The Team. Mr. Putter found his mitt. Now all we need is a team, he told Tabby. Mr. Putter called his friend and neighbor, Mrs. Teaberry. So there's another character in this story. So far we know Mr. Putter, Tabby the cat, and now his neighbor, Mrs. Teaberry. Let's see what happens. Mrs. Teaberry would know about a team. She was very sporty. She even walked a dog-a-thon with her good dog Zeke. So she has a pet too. Her pet's name is Zeke, and Zeke is a dog. Of course there's a team, said Mrs. Teaberry. It's called the Yankee Doodle Dandies. Am I too old to play? Asked Mr. Putter. Heavens, no, said Mrs. Teaberry, handing Zeke a sniffy bone. You will feel young on that team. Will my knees feel young on that team? Said Mr. Putter. You are not too old, and neither am I, said Mrs. Teaberry. We'll both play. Mr. Putter hung up the phone. I hope I'm not too old, he said to Tabby. Tabby just purred. To her, Mr. Putter was perfect. All right, and that's the end of chapter 2. So we've learned a few things so far in the story. We've learned a few characters. We've learned Mr. Putter, Tabby the cat, Mrs. Teaberry the neighbor, and Mrs. Teaberry's dog, Zeke. We've also learned that they are going to be joining a baseball team called Yankee Doodle Dandies, and that they're going to be playing on that team. So let's see what's going to be happening next. So for tomorrow, we'll read chapters 3. I hope that you have a great day of learning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.